So what's up everybody, One Piece 1044 is so epic. This is pure fiction. I mean, I feel bad for people that aren't reading One Piece right now. Like, people are going to look back at One Piece and they're not going to read it live like we are right now. So just be grateful that we're reading it in live time, because One Piece is pure classic, and this chapter makes that clear. Because wow, it took us 1044 chapters to finally find out what Luffy's devil fruit truly is. So let's get into this hype chapter. First of all, if you like anime, manga reviews, discussions, spoilers, and theories, definitely hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, this is a new channel. My main channel focuses more on Black Clover. This channel is basically about One Piece. I won't do too many spoilers on here because One Piece spoilers are way too early, so I don't really feel like doing that with you guys, but I will talk about when the fan translations come out. So if you want that, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, comment. So this chapter is legendary. Anybody that doubted One Piece is GOAT, well, this chapter made it clear that One Piece is the GOAT. One Piece is so crazy. To think about all these things that have been leading up to this reveal is epic, because this is kind of hinting as to why Shanks basically had Luffy's devil fruit and why it was precious to him. I'm pretty sure Shanks knows Luffy's devil fruit's real essence, like the real name to it and the real properties to it. I think he just never said it to Luffy for whatever reason. Maybe it would have been better if Luffy didn't know. It would have caused more problems, and obviously the plot wouldn't have gotten to where it's at now. But this is so beyond epic. Just to get it out of the way, let's first talk about Hiyori's and Orochi's moment. It was kind of heartwarming, unfortunately, because it was in the middle of such a hype moment that it kind of made you feel like we just need to get this over with versus actually digesting what was going on. What happened between Orochi and Hiyori was very heartwarming, because Hiyori was basically one of the reasons why Orochi is in his position now and why later he gets burned to death. It's a good moment for her and to end both of their family clans' conflicts. So that being said, it's really good writing in a sense, because Oden did die basically being boiled to death, kind of similar how Orochi did, because he was burned to death. Both died because of heat in a sense. The way Oden died was heroic, but the way Orochi died was kind of like a snake, and it really fits his devil fruit, because his devil fruit is basically a serpent. So him begging for his life, saying, hey, please help me, it was basically Kaido made him do it and all that stuff, and he could try to save his own skin like a snake shedding his skin. It was very symbolic. You have to appreciate that, even though the main focus of the chapter is what we all been waiting for 2 weeks: Kaido versus Luffy getting back into the battle, us figuring out Luffy is Joy Boy. But now going to that part, it's interesting to see how Luffy progressed his devil fruit. At the very beginning, learning the first pages that Luffy is Joy Boy is epic. I mean, we all kind of assumed that Luffy was Joy Boy. It's been kind of referenced a couple of times. I mean, when Kaido was fighting Luffy and he seemed like he defeated him, Luffy was at the bottom of the sea, he literally said, I thought you were Joy Boy, but it doesn't look like you are. It's always been kind of foreshadowed that Luffy has something to do with Joy Boy. It seems like the Joy Boy title is something that has to do with Luffy's devil fruit. And because Luffy's devil fruit is a Zoan type, and we've been told that Zoan type devil fruits have a will of their own early on in the series, it makes sense that the Joy Boy will is literally Luffy's devil fruit. So it makes you wonder, was this entire series where Luffy will fight the main antagonist, free a country from the oppressive regime, and the citizens will have a great smile on their faces? Was that actually Luffy, or was that just Joy Boy and Luffy's devil fruit influencing him and changing who he is as a person? So it's kind of interesting, because Luffy's devil fruit has a will of its own. So basically it has influenced Luffy throughout the whole story. And I think Luffy, regardless if he would have had the human fruit Nika, I don't think it would have changed too much who Luffy is. I think Luffy would have still been the same, because he just seems that type of person beforehand. But thinking about it, Luffy at the beginning of the stories, yes, he was a kid, but that whole joyful, happy-go-lucky type of person, that the Luffy that we saw him as like 17 until now to the current time, it kind of seems like it was the devil fruit and Joy Boy's influence in Luffy's personality versus how he was as a kid. Because when he was a kid, he wanted to be a pirate really bad. Obviously, we didn't have too much time with him before he had the devil fruit, but he didn't seem like the type to be very happy-go happy-go-lucky. And even when Luffy got the devil fruit, he spent the time with Sabo and Ace, he didn't really have that happy-go-lucky personality develop too much at that time. It wasn't really until they set out to sea. So I think by that time, Luffy started getting really good and understanding his devil fruit a little bit more, at least understanding the rubber property of it. Obviously, he didn't understand what his devil fruit was entirely, but he was tapping into his devil fruit more, and he kind of got a better sense of it, which would make sense why his personality became more happy-go-lucky and kind of joy boyish like, because when Luffy became 5th gear, you see him basically having fun. When Luffy's fighting Kaido, it's kind of very cartoonish. You're not only having fun, but he's just pranking on Kaido. Like, his personality changed a little bit, because Luffy is still Luffy, but he's more joy boy like literally his name, he's just having a lot of joy fighting Kaido, making him get hit by his own attack and then laughing at it. Like, you could tell Luffy's having more fun than he was before, because Luffy, we've seen him be serious, but now that he's in his 5th gear, it seems like he taps more of that joy boy's will and he becomes very play-like. He's no longer the Luffy that we saw before, where he does still get serious in serious moments. From what we saw so far, it looks like he's not being as serious in serious moments. So you can see the personality change a little bit, but still, this is very interesting on Oda's part, because Oda has literally made One Piece classic. I mean, obviously One Piece was going to be a classic, but he's made One Piece not just classic manga, but an actual classic fiction. It is crazy. I love it. It's beyond amazing at this point. I've been seeing other videos and people explaining Luffy's power, that Oda got some inspiration from an Aztec god of rubber, and apparently he had to do with the dawn. I could definitely see why now that Luffy basically comes from Latin America, which is very interesting, because even though Aztec has nothing to do with Brazil, because if you know the history of Brazil and the Aztecs, they're very different. The native Amazonians and the native Arawak are completely different than the Aztec, and obviously Mexico and Brazil speak 2 different languages, but they're still in Latin America, and you can see why Luffy in the live action Netflix series, the person that plays Luffy is Mexican. Also, although Zoro looks like he has ancestry from Wano, but his village was in the East Blue. For those who don't know, a lot of Japanese left to actual Brazil. Brazil actually has one of the biggest Japanese diasporas. You can Google yourself. Everything ties up. It's just very interesting how, like, Luffy the character, him being from like Latin America, and then apparently him having a connection with the Aztec god of rubber, who literally has to do with the dawn, and then has been told with Odin that basically the dawn will come to Wano. Everything has been focusing on Luffy. We were wondering why Odin, he died with a smile on his face, knowing that somebody will come eventually and open up Wano, because he knew that Joy Boy was going to come, and that is Luffy. This is so amazing. I love One Piece, man. But yes, that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think about this chapter. What do you think about Luffy's new power-up? Do you think that Luffy's personality has been changing? Do you think Luffy's personality was influenced by his devil fruit, which was the will of Joy Boy? Do you think this is why Luffy was able to use fire in his Red Hawk attack? Like if you liked the video, comment, subscribe, and I'm out of here.